In our Money Watch this morning, paper money or plastic? The latest studies show many consumers are putting away their credit cards and relying more on cash. Sounds like a good thing, but there are some things you should be aware of. And we want to bring in our financial contributor, Ray Martin. Good morning, Ray.
Good morning, Harry.
We're looking at these surveys showing that people are using credit cards less. Why is that?
Yeah, well, what we're seeing is, according to data released by the Federal Reserve, they saw a 20% decline in their use of revolving credit, which is largely credit card debt. That was the largest drop in history, and it happened last year from the prior year.
That's really smart, though.
It can be, absolutely. And the number of new credit cards opened dropped 46% last year versus the prior year. Yeah. So people are definitely in pay down mode and using credit cards less.
So if they are using their credit cards less, what are they doing instead?
Well, people are fed up with high interest rates, fees, gimmicks. They generally don't trust credit card companies. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people are saying, I'm going to go without credit cards at all. And what they're doing instead, they're in pay down mode and they're using debit cards, mm-hmm. checks, and cash. Matter of fact, debit card usage surged last year, largely at the expense of credit cards.
And if you don't use a debit card or unfamiliar with it, what is a debit card? Very quickly.
Debit card simply is just a form of plastic check. You use it like a check, and the money comes out of your bank account
right
automatically.
Out of the checking account. Right. So there's no interest, none of that stuff.
Correct.
Now, what is the downside, though, to going without a credit card?
And there's a growing generation of folks saying, I'm never going to use a credit card
mm-hmm.
at all, ever. And there are some limitations. The first is credit cards provide transaction protection. What I mean by that is a credit card is a firewall between your bank account and the vendor. When you use a credit card, the credit card company pays the vendor. Right. If the charge is unauthorized, incorrect, the service or product wasn't delivered as agreed, right. you can dispute it. You don't have to pay it. You use a debit card instead, though. While there are federal and bank policies, the money's taken out of your bank account, and then you got to sort it out with the bank a little bit, mm-hmm. and that money's gone. And if you got an incoming check from your mortgage, it could bounce.
Wow.
So credit cards are a firewall between your bank account and the vendor.
So there was an upside to that.
Best protection you can have. You're shopping online, use a credit card. Big purchases, use a credit card.
Anything else? Any other downsides? I mean, beyond the convenience of just being able to pull it out?
Credit history.
Right.
Responsible use of credit builds a credit history for you, Harry. In fact, you have to use some credit to build that. And folks who have at least one credit card have credit scores about 120 points higher than folks who use no credit cards. And I've heard stories of folks that say, I got no credit card debt.
Right.
I went to apply for a car loan, I got refused because I don't have a credit history.
Mm-hmm. You keep one.
Keep one credit card.
Because you're like the tightest guy in the everybody knows it, but you keep one.
I walk around and the nickel in my pocket squeaks, right?
But for that very reason, right?
Well, I use it for certain purchases. Online purchases, I'm buying something that I'm going to ship to somebody. Mm-hmm. I want to put some protection here. That's where I use that for. And if you're going to book a hotel room or a rental car, you need a credit card. It can be difficult to do that with a debit card. That's really the bottom line.
Ray, thanks so much.